Hi, my name is McKey, and today I'm going to teach you a little bit about cyberpunk and its spread to Japan and around the world. Most people probably know very little about cyberpunk as a subgenre of science fiction. To many, what comes to mind when they hear the term cyberpunk doesn't extend beyond androids and computer hackers, but cyberpunk has a very rich history. It has spawned many memorable works, and its influence has spread globally. Specifically, Japan was influenced greatly by cyberpunk and has produced many iconic works of their own. Yes, Japan, the far-off land where kawaii culture fills the streets, and Godzilla, EVA units, and Gundam mobile suits tower overhead. Some of your favorite movies, books, or anime could be considered cyberpunk, or at least be influenced by it, and you might not even know it. If you've seen Ridley Scott's 1982 classic Blade Runner, you've definitely dabbled in cyberpunk. Blade Runner is a cyberpunk staple, inspired by Philip K. Dick's novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was published in 1968. PKD's novel paved the way for cyberpunkers, and was seen by many as a window into the future, a very bleak future.
All those moments will be lost in time, like tears in rain.
The first major work to become known as true cyberpunk globally was William Gibson's Neuromancer. Neuromancer included many tropes we now attribute to cyberpunk and set the genre's standards for years to come. Central themes of cyberpunk are chemical or nuclear annihilation, dystopia and civil unrest, a distrust of government or megacorporations, drug abuse, and the use of technology far beyond what its creators intended. It's gritty stuff. Even with its underpinnings in science fiction, many cyberpunk works draw stylistically from film noir and hard-boiled detective novels. In their toughness and investigatory know-how, one could go so far as to draw comparisons between Rick Deckard and Raymond Chandler's Philip Marlowe. Cyberpunk protagonists are marginalized, alienated loners who lived on the edge of society in generally dystopic futures, where daily life was impacted by rapid technological change, an ubiquitous datasphere of computerized information, and invasive modification of the human body. Even long before cyberpunk was accepted as a genre, the impact of huge corporations and the potentially sinister side of technology were addressed in Japanese stories such as Hoshi Shinichi's short stories Age of Advertising and A Well-Kept Life. As the genre developed, cyberpunk motifs naturally leaked into Japanese media. This was inevitable. Japan has always been one of the world's cultural hubs, and in being so, an excellent setting for stories. Remember Neuromancer? Neuromancer was actually set in the Chiba Prefecture, a large industrial hub in Japan. Another reason Japan and cyberpunk are a good fit is because one of the cornerstone themes of cyberpunk, nuclear destruction, has unfortunately been an undeniable part of Japanese history and culture. Japan had already taken the atom and everything that comes with it and made it part of their media. We're looking at you, Godzilla. So why not do it again with cyberpunk? Films such as Ishii Sogo's Bakuretsu Toshi and Halber Mensch, and Tsukamoto Shinya's Tetsuo and Tetsuo 2 Body Hammer deal heavily in cyberpunk themes and are clearly influenced by Western filmmakers, especially Canadian director David Cronenberg, whose works include Scanners and Videodrome. Once cyberpunk entered a visual medium, Cronenberg pioneered the motif of body horror while also honing the central themes of cyberpunk. Of course, cyberpunk made its mark on manga and anime as well, giving us Ghost in the Shell, Gundam, and Katsuhiro Otomo's cult classic Akira. Akira, set in Neo-Tokyo, has it all. Civil unrest and gritty violence in a sprawling urban jungle, body horror, cutting-edge, barely understandable technology, and a hint of the supernatural. Cyberpunk themes still resonate in anime well into the 2000s with Ergo Proxy and Psycho Pass. Cyberpunk even made its way into video games, namely Konami's 1988 graphic adventure game Snatcher, written and directed by Metal Gear mastermind Hideo Kojima. Fans of cyberpunk, especially Philip K. Dick and Blade Runner, will feel very at home in Snatcher. In Snatcher, a biological weapon has decimated much of the Earth, and the player navigates Neo-Kobe City as a junker, bounty hunter, named Gillian Seed, hunting down Snatchers, robotic, artificial life forms that kill citizens and take their place in society. Snatcher borrows heavily from Blade Runner, and in a good way. I mean, look at this. Snatcher, like many cyberpunk works, has a very cult following that still resonates to this day. And that's about it. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about cyberpunk and gained an appreciation for the impact it's had on literature, film, manga, and anime. Thanks for watching!